Chapter 28. Celebration and Turning Points. As Sakumo prepared to offer Kaizen the chance to become his student, Kakashi and the medic arrived just in time to overhear the conversation. They had hurried back, worried about Kaizen's condition. Kakashi led the medic, a seasoned woman with years of experience, through the training grounds quickly and with purpose. Just as they came within earshot, they heard Sakumo's voice, rich with sincerity. "Kaizen, I've been deeply impressed by you today, both in battle and in spirit. Would you be willing to become my student?" Kakashi stopped in his tracks, his eyes widening in surprise. The medic, a veteran who had seen many things, was equally astonished. They both knew that Sakumo had never taken on a personal student before. Praise from him was rare enough, but this offer was unprecedented. Kaizen looked up with a mix of surprise and respectfulness. "I would be honored to, Sakumo-sensei." Kakashi and the medic exchanged glances, their expressions mirroring each other's disbelief. Sakumo's reputation was one of high standards and reserved praise. For him to extend such an offer meant that Kaizen had truly made an impression. Kakashi's mind was racing, almost unable to keep up with the series of events unfolding before him. He struggled to reconcile the image of his father, a man whose approval was hard-won and sparingly given, with the sight of him extending such an offer to Kaizen. The weight of the situation pressed on him. His father had never taken on a student, not even hinting at such an intention. For Kakashi, this meant Kaizen was not just talented but exceptional in character. The pressure and awe mixed within him, causing his heart to beat faster. The medic, a woman named Osawa Hatake, stood in stunned silence. She had known Sakumo for years, often tending to his wounds after missions. His stoic nature and the quiet strength he exuded were hallmarks of his character. Sakumo's rare moments of praise were treasured by those who received them, and Osawa could count on one hand the times she had witnessed such moments. For Sakumo to offer to take Kaizen under his wing was monumental. She recalled the many times she had seen Sakumo return from missions, his body battered but his spirit unbroken. His high expectations and reserved demeanor were born from the countless battles and sacrifices he had endured. As Osawa processed this unexpected development, she couldn't help but feel a deep curiosity about Kaizen. What had this child done to earn such a rare and significant opportunity? The air around them felt charged, the weight of Sakumo's decision hanging heavily. She could see the signs of strain and injury on Kaizen, but his demeanor remained composed and resilient. This alone spoke volumes about his character. As Sakumo turned to address them, his smile was warm, yet his eyes held a seriousness that conveyed the gravity of his decision. "You two heard everything, right?" he asked, his voice steady. "This calls for a celebration. Osawa, please check Kaizen's injuries while Kakashi informs the clan to prepare the hall for a celebration later today." Hearing his father speak, Kakashi snapped out of his reverie, nodding sharply before dashing off to relay the message. Osawa watched him go, her thoughts still swirling. She then approached Kaizen, her professional instincts kicking in. As she began her examination, she couldn't help but be impressed by the severity of his injuries and his endurance of pain. "You're quite the fighter," she remarked, her tone a mix of admiration and curiosity. Kaizen's injuries were serious for his age. "Severe bruising on your arms, legs, and abdomen," she murmured, her voice laced with concern. "A laceration on your cheek, and multiple strained muscles across your body. You've taken quite a beating." Kaizen retained a neutral expression throughout her assessment. The medic's eyebrows raised slightly in surprise. "You seem to be handling the pain remarkably well," she remarked, her tone tinged with genuine admiration. "Most would be wincing or worse with injuries like these." She then applied a potent healing salve to his cuts and bruises, carefully bandaging the more severe areas to prevent further damage. "You'll need to rest for a few days," she advised, her tone firm yet compassionate. "But I'm confident you'll recover swiftly." Kaizen nodded, grateful for her care. "Thank you for taking care of me." With Kakashi off to relay the message and the medic having finished up her work, Kaizen took a deep breath and turned to Sakumo. "Sakumo-sensei, I have a question." Sakumo raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "Go ahead, Kaizen." Kaizen hesitated for a moment before speaking. "I met with Principal Kamiko from the academy earlier this week, and she mentioned wanting to discuss my training plans when individual training began. I'm not sure what to tell her now that I'll be training with you. I don't want to seem disrespectful." Sakumo's eyes softened as he considered Kaizen's words. He remembered Principal Kamiko well from his own academy days, a kind woman who had a knack for recognizing talent. If she had taken an interest in Kaizen, it was likely that the third Hokage was also aware of the boy's potential. "Don't worry about that," Kaizen Sakumo said with a reassuring smile. "I know Principal Kamiko quite well. I'll speak with her tomorrow and explain the situation." Kaizen sighed in relief, his shoulders relaxing visibly. The tension seemed to lift from him. Sakumo noticed this and felt a surge of admiration for Kaizen's good nature. With Sakumo's reassurance, Kaizen felt more at ease, even though he knew his true feelings were still hidden. The interaction had gone as smoothly as he could have hoped. Kaizen didn't know how Principal Kamiko would feel about this development, but she never provided the same offer to him as Sakumo, so he imagined that it shouldn't be too large a problem. If anything, it might be beneficial to him given Sakumo's reputation throughout the ninja world. While Kaizen was thinking about the implications of this result, Sakumo addressed him and Osawa with a brighter expression. "Now, let's prepare for the celebration. Kakashi will handle informing the clan. Osawa, please help Kaizen get somewhere to rest for now, and I'll help see to the preparations." Before Sakumo could leave, Kaizen hesitated for a moment before speaking up. "Sakumo-sensei, would you be willing to show me the difference in our power? Something that could give me an idea of your strength?" Turning back, Sakumo grinned and nodded. He picked up a fist-sized rock from the ground and tossed it lightly toward Kaizen. "Catch," he said, still smiling. Kaizen watched the rock arc through the air toward him. As it was about to fall into his hand, a white light flashed, and the rock turned completely into powder, sifting through his fingers like sand. Kaizen blinked, astonished. He hadn't seen Sakumo move at all. The entire sequence had happened in an instant. "Thank you for humoring me," Sakumo-sensei, Kaizen said, his voice filled with genuine appreciation. Sakumo waved off the gratitude with a smile. "Get some rest, Kaizen." With that, he turned to leave. After Sakumo left, the medic helped Kaizen to a more comfortable spot and couldn't help but glance at him occasionally with curiosity and respect. "What exactly did you do to impress Sakumo so much?" she asked, her tone light yet inquisitive. Kaizen shrugged modestly. He challenged Kakashi and I to attack him with the intent to kill. "I believe his purpose was to gauge our baselines as well as current top levels of performance. I'm not sure exactly, but I suppose he saw something in me that I didn't even know was there." The medic chuckled softly. "Well, whatever it was, it certainly worked. Sakumo doesn't give praise lightly, let alone take on a personal student. I'm honored by the opportunity. I'll make sure not to let him down." Meanwhile, Kakashi sprinted towards the clan's main hall, his mind racing with thoughts about the day's events. The fight, his quick elimination, and witnessing Kaizen go toe-to-toe with his father had left a profound impact on him. He couldn't help but feel a mix of admiration for Kaizen's abilities and a burning desire to improve his own skills. He yearned to receive the same level of praise from his father. Reaching the main hall, Kakashi quickly found the clan members responsible for organizing events and relayed his father's instructions. "We need to prepare the hall for a celebration," he told them, his voice steady despite the whirlwind of emotions inside him. "My father has taken on his first personal student, and he wishes to celebrate this occasion properly." The clan members looked at him with both surprise and excitement, quickly getting to work on the preparations. As Kakashi watched them move, he began to feel that this would be a turning point, not just for Kaizen but for him as well. As the preparations for the celebration got underway, the air buzzed with excitement. Clan members moved swiftly, arranging decorations, setting up tables and preparing food. Kakashi stood to the side, watching the flurry of activity with a thoughtful expression. As the day progressed, the clan hall was transformed into a vibrant space filled with laughter, conversation, and the delicious aroma of food. Clan members gathered to celebrate the momentous occasion of Sakumo taking on a personal student. The atmosphere was lively, with everyone eager to congratulate the student and bear witness to a piece of history. After all, Sakumo was not just their clan head, but a legendary shinobi, feared and respected across all nations. With the Second Shinobi World War ending recently, everyone was still feeling the gloom of its aftereffects. This announcement, however, lifted their spirits and served to reignite a fire within their hearts, symbolizing the potential for a brighter future. When everything was prepared and the event was ready to begin, Sakumo entered the hall, introducing Kaizen, who was greeted with genuine cheers and deafening applause. The support and warmth of the clan members were overwhelming, filling him with a deep sense of belonging. As he stood beside Sakumo, Kaizen felt a strange mix of emotions. He understood the ideas of family, friends, and love, but he had never experienced them in his previous life. Were these the experiences and feelings he had missed out on all those years? The warmth and creeping happiness that unconsciously brought a smile to his face? While he couldn't say for sure, he felt motivated to find the answer with the new life he had been given. After a while, Sakumo raised his hand to quiet the crowd, his voice filled with warmth and pride. Today we celebrate not just Kaizen's induction as my student, but also the spirit of growth and unity that defines our clan. Let this serve as a reminder that we are all here to support one another as we strive to become stronger, together. The hall erupted in cheers once more, and Kaizen felt a profound sense of connection. Surrounded by this heartwarming clan, he realized that moments like these were worth fighting for. As the celebration continued, the atmosphere was filled with joy and camaraderie. Clan members shared stories, laughter, and the warmth of community. Kaizen found himself at the center of attention, receiving congratulations and well wishes from everyone. It was a rare and cherished moment for him, feeling accepted and valued in a way he had never experienced before. Kakashi, standing nearby, watched the scene unfold with a mix of happiness and contemplation. He couldn't help but reflect on the day's events. Although he had a few selfish thoughts about his own capabilities, he was genuinely happy for Kaizen, knowing that he had no sense of family like he was blessed to have. Kaizen's own efforts and talent pushed him to this point, without anyone to rely on. This thought alone filled Kakashi with respect for his friend. Kakashi was seen across the clan, and perhaps the entire village, as a golden boy of sorts, an unparalleled prodigy, as the only child of Konoha's White Fang. Whatever he needed in life, it was provided for him, and he never had to struggle up to this point. Understanding this, Kakashi decided to use these events and his friendship with Kaizen to humble himself, paving the way for steady improvement free of feelings like jealousy or frustration. As the night wore on, the celebration gradually wound down. Clan members began to disperse, leaving Sakumo, Kaizen, Kakashi, and a few others in the hall. The sense of festivities and a clan united lingered in the air, a testament to the bonds forged throughout the Hatake clan. Kaizen approached Sakumo, who was speaking with some of the elders, and waited patiently for a moment to speak. When Sakumo noticed him, he excused himself from the conversation and turned his full attention to Kaizen. Sakumo-sensei, Kaizen began, his voice steady and respectful. I just wanted to thank you again for this opportunity. I don't know where my potential lies, but I can promise that you will always receive my best efforts. Sakumo placed a reassuring hand on Kaizen's shoulder, his expression one of understanding. I have no doubt about that, Kaizen. You've earned everything yourself, and you becoming my student is a testament to your efforts. So long as you do your best, I will have no complaints. I understand, Sensei. Sakumo smiled. Good. We will wait to talk about a training schedule until I speak with Principal Kamiko tomorrow. For now, just focus on school and healing from your injuries. I'll get Kakashi to let you know about any updates. Kaizen bowed slightly, showing his gratitude and respect. Thank you, Sakumo-sensei. After their conversation, Sakumo asked Kakashi to walk Kaizen back to the academy due to his injuries. The moonlight illuminated their path back to the academy, casting long shadows and adding a serene beauty to the village. The night air was cool and refreshing. Kakashi broke the silence first. Today was something else, wasn't it, he said, his tone reflective. Kaizen nodded. It definitely was. Kakashi glanced at Kaizen, his expression thoughtful. My father has never taken a personal student before. He sees something special in you. Honestly, I'm still trying to process it myself. Kaizen chuckled softly. Trust me, so am I. But at least we will be able to train together more frequently. Progress is often sparked by heightened competition. Kakashi nodded, a small smile forming on his lips. That's true. After seeing you fight today, I've got a lot to learn from you. Thanks, Kakashi, Kaizen replied. But we both have a lot of things to learn. I'm confident that not too long from now, there will be several things that you are much better at than I am. Although Kaizen was trying to boost Kakashi's confidence, he also knew just how insanely talented Kakashi was from the Naruto series. There were also many unknowns about this world and its differences from what he read in his previous life, so he couldn't say for certain what the future held or how fast his progress would be. They continued walking in silence for a few moments, each lost in their thoughts. The village was quiet in comparison to the day, with only the occasional sound of a passing shinobi or the distant murmur of late-night conversations. "So what do you think about the quiz tomorrow?" Kaizen asked, breaking the silence. Kakashi sighed. "I've been so focused on training that I almost forgot about it. But I think we're ready. The material this week wasn't anything too advanced." Kaizen nodded. "Yeah, I can never be too sure myself until I see how he asks questions. There is a large difference between multiple choice, true, false, select all that apply, and short answer questions." Kakashi looked over in mild surprise. "You've taken exams before?" Kaizen chuckled, realizing his error. "When I was still preparing for the academy, some of the textbooks at the orphanage would have practiced questions which varied in how they were asked." "Fair enough. Though I didn't expect anyone would willingly study on their own time." "Well, I've always enjoyed learning new things, and besides, learning information now means I'll be better prepared in the future." Kakashi nodded in agreement before glancing back at him with a smirk. "You know, after everything that happened today, a quiz seems almost trivial." Kaizen laughed. "True. But we still need to do well. I'm not sure how the class rankings or grades work, but I imagine there is a chance for us to go to Class B or lower if our performances are not sufficient." As they approached the academy gates, Kakashi's expression turned serious. "In that case, let's ace that quiz tomorrow, and then focus on our training. We've got a lot of work ahead of us." "Sounds good. I'll see you tomorrow." With a final nod to each other, they parted ways. As Kaizen made his way back to the dorm, he couldn't help but think about medical ninjutsu. His injuries were an inconvenience, and he intended to have tough training in the future, so being able to heal himself would become essential. He briefly thought about trying to do it now but decided against it. Despite his vast medical knowledge, he didn't know the specifications for applying chakra to heal in this world. Kaizen knew information about it from his past life, but he would feel better after confirming it with a book from the library. After all, everything he read thus far was in much greater detail than the series would have indicated anyways. It would most likely be the same with medical ninjutsu as well. "I imagine it would still primarily be a usage of yang release, but I don't even know how much talent I have with that, or if I can even access it. I should be on the right track regarding chakra control and definitely have a mastery over the academic portions." "Hey Mel, have to visit the library again at some point and see what books they have on the topic. It would be nice for me to compare my past knowledge with this world and see what is the same and what is different." Kaizen's thoughts also drifted back to the fight with Sakumo. "I now have a rough understanding of the difference in power, as well as what can be achieved in this world. I tried my best to kill Sakumo and he essentially tanked or dodged everything, even with him heavily restricting himself and underestimating me. Not to mention his physique made it impossible to use any form of grappling. I even doubt a rear naked choke would do anything to him with my current level of strength. Now, I can understand why everyone considered him a monster in the manga." Deciding that he would just continue taking things step by step, he began looking over his notes for the quiz tomorrow before finally going to sleep.